Hi, this is Diane Lovetobake, and what we're going to make are called polka dot cookie bars, and they are fast and easy to make. So let's get started. You can use your stand-up mixer as I'm using, or a hand mixer. It's going to be up to you. I would start off with 1 cup of butter, and I've had it at room temperature. I cut it into little small pieces because I think it's much easier to cream that way. And I'm going to start creaming the butter. The next thing that we're going to be putting in is 3/4 of a cup of granulated sugar. I'll just put a little of that in at a time. And that was 3/4. The next thing we're going to be putting in is 3/4 cup of brown sugar. And again, I'm just going to cream those together. I'll raise my speed a little bit. Okay, the next thing you're going to be putting in is 2 eggs, and I've had them at room temperature. And I'm just going to try to beat 1 in at a time, at about medium speed. And there's the second one. Just raise it up for a few seconds. Okay, the next thing that you're going to be putting in is all-purpose flour. And you're going to need 2 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour. And again, on low, I'm just going to put a little at a time. So let's combine. Okay, that's the rest of the flour. We're going to be putting in 1/3 cup of baking cocoa, and that is the unsweetened. We'll just put that in a little bit slowly. Raise our speed up a little bit. Put the rest of the cocoa in. We're also going to be putting in a teaspoon of baking soda. Also, a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And the last thing that we're going to be putting in is a 1/2 teaspoon of almond extract. Now, if you don't have almond extract, go ahead and use vanilla. It'll work great. And I'm just going to bring the speed up. To bring it all together. And then I'm just going to use my spatula to make sure the sides are combined and clean, and the bottom. And the last thing that you're going to put in, what makes it called polka dot, is actually these morsels. I like to use the flavored vanilla. These are vanilla, really, technically, but they have a color of green in them. I like to use the colored ones, and you're going to need at least 10 to 12 ounces of these vanilla chips. Now, again, if you want to use, chocolate chips, feel free. But like I said, I just use the vanilla, and then I like the color. And then I'm just going to start to stir these in on low. And that was 10 to 12 ounces. This you don't really have to beat, it's just a matter of stirring them in, and plus you don't want to break them up. Okay. Now the next thing that we're going to do is you're going to need a pan. And you would best to use a 15 by 10 inch pan to do that. Now you won't have to grease it, the pan, which is nice. I just want to get my blade out of here, or paddle. Put that aside. Okay. Just push that out of the way. And they will look like this. They're going to be, you know, a heavy batter. And just start putting them into your pan. And of course you'll want to level them all at the edges from side to side and down the middle. Now you're going to bake these at 375 degrees, and they're going to take you anywhere from 18 to 23 minutes. But start checking them. Well, I usually start checking mine, believe it or not, at about 15 minutes. Because as we do know, all ovens set up differently. Now, once you bake them, once you take them out of the oven, of course, let them sit and cool a bit till you know you're able to cut them. Okay? And I'm going to just take the excess off of that. So there you go. So again, one more time, 375 and 18 to 23 minutes till you put a toothpick or cake tester in the center. It comes out clean. And then you can cut them into bars. Now I have some to show you what they look like when they are baked up, and this is what they will look like. They'll come out a beautiful brown, and you can see the little morsels on the top. It'll produce a nice fudgy, moist cookie bar. And then of course cut them in whatever size that you want them. And I think you're going to like this recipe if you give it a try, and I hope you do. If you do try it, let me know what you think. Please leave a comment. I'd like to hear from you. And as always, thanks for watching, and please subscribe.